Alright, we're grinding some pinball games with FaceFull. He's on the right hand side using a Rivonics, and I am using the Ultra Select as per, so I'm taking the sniping role. We managed to take out the opposing Rivonics really quickly, now moving towards the middle. The token carriers teleported away, not got much health though. Running forward, we've taken them out and they've dropped the tokens up at the front. You can see the bot there, meat waving its way to the front. Hopefully the enemies will just pick the tokens up and move them a bit closer to us, that'll make them easier to recover. We've got a while before there's 10 tokens on the battlefield, so there's no rush to grab them. Just pick these ones up here and now backing up again while we've got incoming, just making sure that we take care of this wave. So you can see the enemies have now dropped the tokens in the center, so we can move forward and pick those up. We're getting towards the point where there'll be 10 tokens on the battlefield, so this game should be over relatively quickly. I just need to hold back a little bit and wait for the heal to come back. We've got another incoming Rivonics, gets taken out almost immediately. So now just moving my way into a better position. We've got incoming on the left hand side, so we'll turn around, take care of that judge. Now we've got incoming from the right hand side, so we'll turn around, take this on. That looks like a Stratahawk and he's shielded up. Obviously the Stratahawk can stun us, so we do have to be careful. Shield goes down, enemy goes down, and now the countdown is on. So we are under the cosh a little bit, so just try and defend this wave, pushing the enemy back to the center of the battlefield. Took quite a few hits there, but I've used my healing bar, still alive. Now we're just going to fight at a distance and we get the first victory. Pinball Arena 4 again. This is a great arena for me to be using the Ultra Select on. I can always switch to the Rivonics, but obviously we've got FaceFull as well. He's got a Dreadbolt and the Rivonics in his loadout currently. Both FaceFull and I have been taking a little bit of a break from the game recently, so it's good fun to get back into it and play together again. Did make a recent Blaster Party video. Didn't manage to finish that event though, I didn't have much time to play unfortunately. Right, so I'm sticking to the same strategy again, just kind of holding back. I'm going to try and pick up the tokens as they drop. Once again, somebody picks up a token and teleports away. Get bashed by the hammer there, so we have to hit the heal, taking a little bit of damage over time as well. So you can see FaceFull's pushed forward with that Rivonics, and now he's keeping the opponents completely under the cosh on their side of the battlefield. So you can see them bouncing back towards the very back of the arena. That's because they're stun locked, so he's in full control there. I can just hang around back here, keep sniping, taking people out, and then we'll just pick up tokens as and when we need to. Bot's here with a couple of tokens. If he gets taken out, I can pick those up as well, although it's looking like the opponents are having a hard time getting the opportunity to do that because they're all just stun locked. And can you see how they're getting knocked right back into the tube at the end? That's the little hidey hole. I don't think they're going in there intentionally, they're just getting knocked back. So you can see FaceFull's in full control here, so I'm just going to hang around, wait for the 10th token, pick that up. So I was going to head back, but I've not got all of the tokens, so I'm just going to hang around here just in case somebody gets taken out. So we'll just keep supporting our teammates, and you can see the bot drops the 2 tokens, so I can push forward. I'm going to grab those. So now the countdown's back on. I'm at 9 tokens as well, so I might as well go and grab the 10th, and that way in the highly unlikely event FaceFull gets taken out, I can just survive with the whole 10 tokens for the last few seconds. So we're just going to weave our way through the obstacles there, run all the way to the back of the arena, and there we go, second victory. Pinball Arena 4 again, so not much map variety so far. I don't mind though. I mean, there's none of the pinball maps that I really dislike. I suppose my least favourite is Pinball Map 1, but 2, 3 and 4 all great to play on. So just moving up the front now, taking the first token. Once again, I'm just going to kind of hang around at the back, sniping, picking the tokens up, knowing that FaceFull can control the front of the battlefield very effectively. Alright, so I'm pulling back a little bit here. It looks like the opponents are trying to push back on FaceFull, but another wave goes down, and you can see once again they're stun locked in the corner. So someone's pushing up on FaceFull now, just turn around and snipe them. Oh, that wasn't FaceFull, that was the bot, obviously, the bot pushing the way forward. So I've got really good position here. You can see I can FaceFull stunning them, and then I'm just laying down damage on them, so we're taking them out really quickly. And we're already at the point where the opponents are spawning in dribs and drabs, so it's unlikely that we're going to get a full wave pushing back on us. At 7 tokens, tokens already. This game we are completely in control of. Very, very little to worry about. Just need 2 more tokens now and we will get the victory. Best thing about grinding with friends is that you get through the games really, really quickly. If you play pinball on your own, the games can be a bit backwards and forwards because having 2 bots on your team does make things a bit more difficult. Got a little bit under the cosh there, but managed to survive that quite easily. Had to use the healing bar for the first time in the game. And there we go, now we pick up the final token and now we can just pull our way back. I've got most of my health and the healing bar has just cooled down, so we'll just hit that, get back to full health, and nobody's got a chance of stopping us, so I'm hiding now where the opponents were getting trapped by FaceFull. Alright, we finally managed to switch up the arena, so this is Arena 1. Like I say, my least favourite of them, just because it's slightly harder to snipe on than any of the other maps. Still absolutely fine though. So you can see there's zombies on the battlefield. That's because FaceFull has switched to coming in with the Dreadbolt. So we'll soon get zombies overtaking the battlefield. That makes taking out the opponents really easy. What it also means though is that the zombies have a tendency to pick up the tokens, charge towards the enemies with them and drop them, so it can take a little bit longer to win the game sometimes, but let's face it, the Dreadbolt's loads of fun. I've got mine leveled up to I think level 11 or level 12 at the moment. Just need more coins to finish it off. Once I get it up to level 14 I will do some Dreadbolt videos. I know they've been requested. After taking my hiatus recently, I am going to try and make an effort to get a video out weekly if I can. There'll be some weekends that I can't do that. Very busy time of year coming up towards Christmas. I'm also now at the stage in my life where all of my friends are starting to turn 40, so I've got an awful lot of 40th birthday parties coming up, so that might disrupt videos a little bit. But other than that, I've finished with the project I was working on, so I can put a bit more time back into the channel again. I really appreciate the fact that people keep coming back and watching my videos, keep leaving comments. You know, that I make the videos for this community, and I really do appreciate you all. And there we are, we've got another victory. Into Arena 3 now. There's some really good lines of sight on this map if you know where to find them. So FaceFull's over to the right, so I'm just going to push up this side, and I've had to turn around immediately because we've got sneak attacked. So we'll just take care of that. So that's the Superblast, but that distraction meant that the opponents ran towards us, and as you can see we've already got a couple of zombies on the battlefield. So the opponents are going to be under the cosh really quickly, so we're going to hopefully try and lock them down at their base, and then I'm going to try my best to pick up these tokens as they spawn because I don't want the zombies getting hold of them. I've just taken quite a lot of damage as you can see, so I've had to fall back a bit because my healing bar is on cooldown and I've only got 3,000 life left, so one hit and I am dead. But as you can see, the opponents are more bothered at dealing with the zombies rather than dealing with me. Managed to get my heal on, so now I can push up a bit again because we're not as under the cosh as we were. And as you can see, zombies picking up tokens left and right. They are all over the place. And if you just have a look at the minimap, you can see the enemy is properly swarmed at the moment. So they're really having to deal with all of these brainsaw carrying zombies, so that just leaves me free to snipe and pick up the tokens as they drop. FaceFull's doing a really good job of controlling the opposing side of the battlefield, so I'm not having to hide out in my sniper spot all the time. I can just kind of react as people spawn, try and get a good line of sight, which isn't always easy with zombies all over the place, but we're doing plenty of damage and we're getting kills. Just need the one more token now, but as we start the countdown it is quite likely to get restarted because, like I say, there's zombies with tokens knocking around, so I'm going to keep trying to pick up tokens as they drop. Took a couple of hits there from the Superblast, but we managed to take them out. Had to use the heal. Now we've got 12 tokens quite comfortably. The bot's got 2 of them. There we are, another victory. Back in Arena 1, and we're very much getting into the flow of this game now. It was a little bit rusty when we started, but definitely feeling it. So I'm going to push up my way towards the middle. You can see FaceFull's come in with the Rivonic, so he'll be locking the opponents down. That'll allow me to snipe really well. The bot for some reason isn't meat waving. That's unusual for a bot. Oh, there they go, getting bashed by the hammer, running across and getting themselves taken out. Taking a bit of damage there from the sniper, so I've had to heal, but not to worry. So we've got tokens dropping here, so me and FaceFull both picking them up, just trying to fall back and just deal with the waves as they come. Once we get a few more kills in, we should get to the point where some of the opponents are on cooldown, and that should make it much easier to take better positions. As you can see, we've got a couple of shields, so the opponent's managing to push up towards the middle using those shields. As soon as the shields go down, the entire wave collapses, so just going to run up, grab that token there, take a bit of a bash from the hammer, but it doesn't matter. So I've got left and right hand flanks have both got enemies on, and as you can see on the minimap, someone's broken through our line, so I'm going to turn around, help them out. So FaceFull manages to survive their 2-on-1 situation, and then we get back towards the middle. Once again, you can see there's that shield that they're using to force the way to the middle, so having to fall back, wait for the shield to go down, wave collapses once again, and there we are to pick up the tokens. Just need the one more now, so both FaceFull and I working like a well-oiled machine. There's the 10th token and the countdown is on. The bot doesn't have any of the tokens, so we should be all right here. Not going to fall back because I need FaceFull to survive as well, so we're going to keep supporting each other. And there you go, you can see there's only one opponent on the battlefield now. Others are on cooldown, so they've got no chance. Good victory. In Arena 1 again, and I'm starting in the middle once again. There's FaceFull on the right hand side, so we'll push straight up the middle towards the center. There's a good line of sight, so I'll stop here, start getting my snipe on, and the bot runs in front of me and interrupts my line of sight immediately. Stupid bot. So I'll just reposition, moving around. You can see FaceFull's doing a good job there. Looks like the opponents are trying to push through on the right hand side and they fail. Right, looks like we've got an incoming Superblast and it's stun locked. I'll just try and get a line of sight. Unfortunately, they move just as I move, but not to worry, FaceFull takes them out. Right, more coming into the center now, so they're pushing hard at the beginning of the game, so I'm just falling back to a slightly favorable position. Fighting at a distance is always preferable with the Ultra Select. I've got range, accuracy and damage on my side, whereas my opponents have got far worse range. Except for that guy, he had a sniper rifle, but he's dead, so it doesn't matter. Alright, looks like the opponents are stun locked at their base and they're spawning in dribs and drabs, so I was just supporting there. Fall back, pick up a couple of tokens, move back around, and then we'll turn around and carry on the fight. So we've had all three have spawned back in. You can see they're getting stun locked up. So FaceFull's on the right hand side there. He's taking a bit of damage, but he's surviving. So I'm just trying to keep the damage on, and it looks like our bot is also sniping. Unfortunately, picking up some of the tokens, but at least they're not meat waving in. So FaceFull holding the front on his own. Spoke too soon. There goes the bot meat waving with a sniper rifle. How stupid, right? So we'll turn around and help FaceFull out there. In a bit of a pinch, we managed to support him to take out the opponents, and the countdown's nearly over. Don't matter if we take a bit of damage because we've got the health bar. Oh, and unfortunately goes down just right at the end there, so I'll just pick up that token, fall back, and we'll just keep the countdown on. There we go. Just try. Well, I'm at 9 tokens now, so I might as well hang around in the middle, try and pick up the 10th just in case. There it is. We'll grab that just as the timer runs out. Very good. Arena 3 now. I'm starting on the right hand side, and we've got an opposing Rivonic just to keep in mind. Probably won't be too much of a threat, but we do need to bear in mind, so I'll take my sniper spot. This is my preferred position to fight from on this map, at least if I'm using this blaster, because you can see all the way to the opponent's side. So we spotted the Rivonics there and immediately just concentrate fire on it, running towards and taking them out quickly. Once they go down, we know we've got about 55-second window before that's going to come back. Oop, and there we've got somebody going big. That's our bot, is getting in the way a bit, so just moving back and managing to get line of sight to the opposing side of the battlefield. Took a couple of hits, so I've had to use the healing bar. Right, another tokens drop. We'll just move and pick that up. So our bot's doing a good job of surviving using that boom dozer. They normally get taken out, but obviously the damage and knockbacks helping, and the fact that he's getting good support from both FaceFull and I. We're holding the right and left hand side respectively, just behind the center of the battlefield. Right, we've got some incoming now. They're fighting their way to the centre, just about get there when they die, and I've had to use the healing bar once again. So you can see, got really good position there. I'm going to run forward and pick this token up, doing some damage as I go. Fall back again. I've only got a couple of seconds before my healing bar respawns, and once again we've managed to take out the Rivonics. So the Rivonics has been a non-factor. I've paid attention to the fact it's on the battlefield, and when it drops I just concentrate all my fire on it. FaceFull obviously doing the same thing. The bot goes down, so I'll just grab his tokens. I've got 9 of them now, so just falling back a little bit. I was going to run up the ramp, but then I realised I've not got 10 tokens, I've got 9, so I turn around and continue fighting. Right, we've got a shield there, so just moving out of line of sight, and I teleport all the way to the other side of the battlefield for the victory. Arena 1, I'm starting on the right hand flank, FaceFull's on the left hand flank, and we've got a bot with a jolt right in the middle. A little bit of lag there at the start, but not to worry. So just moving up, running for that first token, and you can see the first wave gets taken out. The zombies on the battlefield, so that means FaceFull is using the Dreadbolt, so hopefully we'll get a swarm taking over the place, and that should make things nice and easy. There you can see the jolt on 1 health. That's because of the ability the jolt has, where if you're gonna die you instead drop to 1 HP. Quite a novel ability really, and if you look on the minimap you can see there's zombies absolutely everywhere already. This guy, ignoring the zombies and just going for me, gets himself taken out, but I did have to heal up because I took quite a bit of damage there. Right, we've got incoming with the brain saw and that shield, keeping them alive until it drops and then immediately gets taken out by our zombies. Just got bashed there by the hammer. Need to be careful of that on Arena 1. Like, this is the arena where I get hit by the hammer the most. Usually because I'm not paying attention. I'm too busy focusing on what the opponents are doing and where they are. Right, another push to the middle. So just going to move around a bit. Taking some splash damage there. Turn around and fight at the front. So I've taken a fair bit of damage. I am nearly dead. So, and unfortunately I get taken out. I only had a couple of seconds left before the healing bar dropped. So I have dropped all of my tokens. So we're going to put manual fire mode on. And I'm just going to run forward, just firing the Rivonics. Just using the ricochet to get to the opponents. Brain saw there. Didn't quite get hit, managed to stun lock them. I have got the shield, and I am going to stay forward and just try and keep the opponents stun locked at the base. Notice on the minimap that one of the opponents has pushed through to the other side, so I'll turn around and fight them, seeing as how no one else is spawning. There we go, we've got the victory. Back in Arena 4, I'm starting on the left hand side, so we're back to the Ultra Select. You know the drill, we're going to be sniping. So start to push my way up towards the middle, just getting some line of sight. Going to pick up these couple of tokens, and I'm going to try and camp the middle. You can see those red darts flying over the head. That's the Rivonics, which means the opponents are bound to get stun locked. So I can try and hold the centre. Just trying to keep an eye on where all the opponents are. I'm using the minimap to help me do that, because you don't always get to see things very clearly on this map. And I'm also trying to be wary of those 2 hammers as well, trying not to get bonked. Right, so we managed to take out the judge there, pick up another token. We're in good control now. Opponents spawning in dribs and drabs. Got incoming here from a Strathawk. Looks like it's stunned and taken out. Now we've got a Triceratops on the battlefield. So just pulling back here, taking care of business. He is trying to push through to our side, gets bonked by the pinball, and then we just finish him off nicely. Right, another Stratohawk here, and it's shielded up as well. Need to move back a bit, and I've been stun locked. I tried to heal, but because I'm stunned I can't. Get taken down by the shielded Stratohawk, so gonna have to come in with the Rivonics, quickly switch manual fire mode on, and we'll go and pick up the tokens that FaceFull didn't collect. Managed to pick a few of them up, and then I'll run forward, get a couple more, and now we're just going to use the Rivonics to stun lock the opponents. They've got 2 Rivonics to deal with. They're going to be this is a nightmare scenario for them. So even though the countdown's on, just going to hang around using the backboard to keep people stunned. You can see the opponents can't do anything. One of them just about managing to break away, but not doing much. A little bit of damage, so we're going to hit the shield just to make sure we survive, and we do. Alright, we've finally hit Arena 2 for the first time in this video, and this will be the last game. So, starting off in the middle, I'm not sure which side FaceFull's on, so I'm just going to stand here sniping while I find out. He's on the left hand side, so I'm going to move to the right. FaceFull is pushing his way forward. He's going to stun lock the opponents at their base, so I can just snipe and pick tokens up. Have to be careful of the hammers. I am getting bonked around a bit here, so got hit by the hammer and by the pinball, so I had to heal. That was damage done entirely by the arena. Didn't get hit by any darts as far as I can tell. So it looks like the opponent's having a real tough time. The bot is forward with FaceFull. FaceFull appears to be elevated at the moment, although he's moved back down now. Probably smart. You don't want to be a sitting duck in this game. So every time they do manage to get through to the middle, I'll just try and finish them off. So this one person giving me a little bit of difficulty, but I do manage to take them out. And you can see FaceFull's just doing a great job there. The opponents just can't do anything at all. So this is a perfect position for me to snipe from. I am just trying to keep an eye as well, because if FaceFull gets under the cosh, I will rush forward to support him. It's unlikely to happen though, and we only need the 2 more tokens. So you can see he's got an opposing Rivonics there, so I'm going to move forward and try and help him out. The Rivonics' shield goes down, and I managed to finish them off. FaceFull is still up. That was a little bit hairy. It's probably been the only real hairy situation in the game so far. Running forward, grab that token. I get hit with knockback. Thankfully, don't fall in the hole. That would have been frustrating. Countdown is now on. So I've got 8 tokens, so I'm just going to stand here, keep collecting them, helping out FaceFull as well. So if I can get one more, it doesn't matter if FaceFull does go down, because we'll still get the victory and get it right at the end. Thanks for watching the video. See you soon.